Now, as a result of this, we got Capetown Sevens coming up next, right? Capetown Sevens, obviously South Africa. And we always do these in the back-to-back. So usually this is where you start to see the adjustments from the previous series. So whatever happens in Dubai Sevens, you tend to have an opposite effect for Capetown Sevens. For the U.S., they got Great Britain again in their pool, Ireland, and South Africa. Honestly, again, they should at least get 2 wins out of this, like they did in against in their pool for what do you call it? In their pool for from Dubai Sevens. They should at least be able to get that same thing. South Africa is just a monster coming in together. An absolute monster. Yo, a great comment. Yo, Caleb Jones saying, yo, we also lost Stills to football. Guy had great potential if he comes back. Devon Stills for the men's side, another dynamic piece that was lost within the USA men. Again, this is junior season, maybe sophomore. We can call it like that. But for the men's side, absolutely should have at least another quarterfinals completion, and they should be able to see either Fiji or Australia again in the quarterfinals. Like I have all the expectations because Pool B is Argentina, Fiji, France, Spain, and Pool C is Australia, Canada, New Zealand, and Samoa. So it's not. It looks like it will probably end up being somewhere about the same people in the quarterfinals. New Zealand, Australia from Pool C, Fiji, Argentina, and it should be USA and South Africa going to the quarterfinals for the men's side. I'm looking most likely that we'll probably get Fiji to be able to get the win in this one. This is just my thoughts. I think Fiji tends to have to require levels of buildup, especially when they're on travel. And some of these guys have come over from the Rugby World Cup and doing it. So they make sense to need a little bit more rest to build up. It'll either be Fiji or New Zealand, in my opinion, that will end up going winning the finals overall. For the women's side, they're going to be USA will be in the pool with in Pool C going against Canada, France, and South Africa. Again, this is a tough one. All right. Now this is where it goes. Yo, are you able to step up? This is a pool that we just 2 teams that we just lost to in Dubai Sevens, 2 top 6 teams in there. South Africa women, they're still developing. That program has gotten stronger. Kudos to South Africa for properly starting to fund the women's side as well, and see that team build up incrementally. Canada and France, USA versus Canada tends to always be like a crapshoot. I do feel like USA will probably end up taking out Canada as a result of the loss. The French team, I'm not 100% sure. And you have to hope that this French team is, not going to be getting their gazelle leg runs going through again like they've done in past ones. USA, I guess the adjustment needs to be made here. I expect them to come out of this into the quarterfinals. But this is going to be probably their toughest one. The other pools are going to be, Pool A features Australia, Fiji women, Japan, and Spain. It's going to end up being Australia and Fiji. Pool B will be Brazil, Great Britain, Ireland, and New Zealand. Most likely, it will be New Zealand and Ireland. But, man, don't underestimate Great Britain. And Brazil is scrappy. I don't think either of those two can do anything to New Zealand. Not at this point. I think Ireland is this toss-up. I think Ireland was kind of a surprise for getting out of the quarterfinals and getting into the semifinals for what it's worth. I thought that was actually kind of shocking, to say the least. Great Britain, again, it's getting their timing together. When you got, Amy Thomas, and you got, like I said, Jasmine Joyce, who is just little Mighty Mouse happening over there. I fully expect them to get themselves in check. So I'm still predicting that it's going to end up being New Zealand and Ireland. But man, if you told me otherwise, If you told me it's New Zealand and Great Britain, I wouldn't be surprised. In fact, I might go that. I'm going to say New Zealand and Great Britain are going to come out of this one over Ireland and Brazil, moving into the quarterfinals for this Cape Town Sevens. And going to end up winning. I think New Zealand will end up taking this one. I think Australia will pull back a little bit. I don't think Canada is going to get over the top on this one. And I expecting USA to be competitive in the semifinals, probably lose to New Zealand. Competitive in the quarterfinals, probably lose to New Zealand in the semifinals. So that's my thoughts on all of this. If you guys need to know, Cape Town Sevens, it's getting played. So this is the change from the past where it would be on one of the major distribution channels across board. I think World Rugby is seeing that there's not a lot of distributors wanting to pay for this as much anymore. And thank God it's not on Flow Rugby anymore either. So look for Cape Town Sevens to be on Rugby Pass TV, which you guys can get for free. It costs nothing. It is now the digital head for World Rugby. No longer a subscription service, at least as of now. Men will be playing Ireland, South Africa, Great Britain. There's a time 3:50 a.m. Eastern time, 7:12 a.m. Eastern time against South Africa, and 12:12 p.m. Eastern time against Great Britain. And then Sunday are the quarterfinals and semifinals, December 10th. And the women will be playing Canada, France, South Africa. As we mentioned before, they'll be playing Canada at 2:44 a.m. Eastern time on Saturday, France 4:56 a.m. Eastern time, and South Africa 9:38 Eastern time on Saturday. Again, watch on Rugby Pass. The semifinals and final rounds in the U.S. will be played on Peacock. In Brazil, they'll be played on Star. I think a lot of places have Star. And then I don't know for any other country because I don't care. So, you guys can figure it out. But Rugby Pass definitely is getting the early rounds, which I think is actually a good plan. It's not the heaviest watch, and there's not a lot of it because it's not one and done. Typically, it's very difficult for people to want to give full attention into it. But you can also catch all the highlights and a lot of the replays on Rugby Pass TV too. So, again, I give credit where credit is due, making the game a lot more accessible. Even if I don't agree with hardly anything World Rugby does, this is something that I agree with. I enjoy it. I'm happy for them for this one. So this is really, really good. It is really, really good to be able to see this one get placed into it. All right, guys. So let me know what you guys think. I want to know, where do you feel like this Sevens teams are going to go for the U.S. or if you're for another country, where do you feel like this is going to be making the biggest difference? Let me know. You guys obviously can talk in the chat on Facebook, on YouTube, or on Twitch. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Love the engagement. Love having the conversation. Of course, you guys can always hit us up in the comments afterward. As you know, I love responding in the comments. Sometimes it might take me a couple days, but it is what it is. I'm make sure to answer and do the best that I can to be able to get everything going the way that it needs to get going, because that's what we're doing, right? We want to be able to engage. That's how we continue to progress the game and make sure that it didn't fall due to malfeasance that is occurring in respective areas of the industry of rugby. I ain't convinced. Black out of 10. Gassed up, they gon' let me, fill up the tank.